What's going on, everyone? Happy Thursday. Hopefully everyone is doing well, staying safe, healthy. If you had to take a COVID test, flu test, RSV, norovirus, or maybe some other virus, I hope you have tested negative. If you did test positive, I hope you have a full and speedy recovery with no long COVID issues. It is time now for the Thursday edition of the Virus Update for Thursday, December 26th, 2024. Hopefully everyone had a fantastic Christmas holiday yesterday, or Hanukkah, or whichever holiday you celebrate. I know a lot of people did so spending the day sick. And this is something that we're going to continue to see a lot of for the next couple of weeks until hopefully we do see the traditional peaking of all these viruses in January. But right now there are a lot of people sick. Chances are that's why you clicked on this video. Do you want to stay informed with what's going on with COVID, flu, RSV, norovirus, the common cold, and anything else in between? Well, that's what we do here on my channel each and every day. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe down below if you're new, hit that notification bell, share this video with anyone you know, and of course leave your comments down below. Alrighty, we do have a few news stories to take a look at for today. Not a lot of news stories, but some things we will quickly go over. Then we're going to take a look at some daily data, some EMS data. Currently, it is very busy right now here where I'm at in southeast Pennsylvania. You'll see that on CAD in just a little bit. I would be surprised if it doesn't look any different when we get to that in about 5 minutes. And then we're going to take a look at some hospital capacity data. I do have a few states written down, and maybe we'll randomly click on a few others that we're going to take a look at. And then we do have some new regional data. Well, new data from Wastewater Scan. We'll do the national and regional and any other data there is. There's not a lot of data, but we do have some things to take a look at. We'll probably do wastewater before we get to that. All right, starting off with a state we don't talk about enough because, well, quite frankly, to be honest with you, I don't always see anything for this state. That's Rhode Island. And it seems to me there's far too many states we don't get enough data from, Rhode Island being one of them. And maybe there's more data than I know about. Maybe I just need to do my homework and do more research for you guys. Rhode Island Department of Health is warning of holiday illness. The Rhode Island Department of Health says people celebrating over the holiday should take steps to prevent the common respiratory illnesses. And it sounds like Rhode Island is seeing an increase, much like a lot of the other states, in these respiratory illnesses at this time. All right, NYC Healthy, New York State. Yes, New York City, New York City, not New York State. They are really on the ball. And they have this new findings that are coming out from New York City. New data shows that 80% of adult New Yorkers infected with COVID-19 experience symptoms lasting 1 month or longer. According to their report, common symptoms were fatigue and decreased exercise tolerance. Take a look at this. Fatigue, severe, 5%. Well, first off, prevalence of the most commonly reported post-acute symptoms following acute COVID-19 among adults in New York City in 2022. Now, this does go back to 2022, but they did put out this report just yesterday. They did do a post on it, December 26th, 2024, 11:15 a.m. You can see that right here, but you know what? This is still very good to take a look at. Severe fatigue, 5%. Moderate, 15%. Mild, 29%. Decreased exercise tolerance, 3% reported that for being severe, and moderate was 14%, mild was 27%. Then we came down to anxiety, 4% severe, 12% moderate, and 22% of people said they had mild anxiety. Difficulty concentrating, get this, 4% severe, 10% for moderate, 23% for mild. Difficulty staying, that's falling asleep, 6% reported that issue being severe. 8% reported being moderate. 21% report that now being mild. That is a significant one. I know several people that are dealing with that issue. Cough. Hey, that's me. 3% say severe, 10% moderate, 22% say mild, and If I had to place myself in a category, right in between mild and moderate. Sometimes it is moderate, sometimes it's mild. Today, so far, it's moderate. Today is also one of those, listen to my voice days again. Yeah, I don't know. This has been going on for multiple weeks now, where one day my voice is fine, next day my voice sounds like there's a frog in my throat or something. I don't get it. It just won't go away. Well, sometimes it goes away and then it comes right back. Memory problems. 4% report severe, 10% moderate, and mild at this time, 21%. It would be very interesting to see how this would compare to other states, cities, national levels. It would be really interesting to see which cities are dealing with this worse. And it would make sense that New York City might be at the upper end of that list, because New York City has gotten hit really hard with COVID through the years. Muscle aches, 3% severe, 8% moderate, and 22% say mild. Difficulty paying attention. I can raise my hand to that, but quite frankly, I would have to lower that hand when it comes to COVID. Had this issue long before COVID. 4% say it's severe, 7% moderate, 21% say mild, and I say I have to lower my hand for it being a COVID issue because I had ADD as a kid. Memory problems. Can't really relate to that one, but we got to go back to that for a second. Every once in a while, I will be doing something, and then I'll get sidetracked, and it's like, what was I just doing? I don't know if that's COVID related. Could be. I'm only 34 years old. Muscle weakness, 2%. Moderate says 7%. Mild says 21%. Some of these muscle issues can almost relate to that. I do have one that pops up in my leg. If I'm running, sometimes it's like, whoa, I gotta stop. Sometimes my leg will just lock up. I don't know what that's all about. Shortness of breath. Asthma. COVID has caused that for me. 2% say severe, 7% say moderate, and 20% say mild. We did forget to do the percentages of muscle weakness. 2% severe, 7% moderate, and 21% mild. Really interesting to take a look at that. Alrighty, moving on. We do have a lot of other things to look at, and we spent a lot of time on that. Major pet food recall issued after cat dies from bird flu tainted product. This is not good. So if you're using Northwest Naturals, it is voluntary recalling bags of its turkey recipe, raw frozen pet food. Good thing my cat does not like turkey whatsoever. We used to buy him the canned turkey, not this company, but he just won't eat the turkey one for whatever reason. A cat reportedly died from eating the product, which was later found to be tainted with bird flu. Lab tests showed a genetic match between the virus and raw and frozen pet food and the infected cat. That is not good. Queen Mary II faces gastro outbreak with over 100 people sick. Yikes, that's not good. COVID-19 linked to faster kidney decline, Swedish study warns. We've heard about COVID in the kidneys before. We know COVID can cause diabetes. And yeah, just another thing that COVID can do. If you want to read the full study, this will make it to my website. Maybe later today. I might actually get to doing that this evening. And we did post a thread with the news stories used in yesterday's update. We're going to do that again today. Because if you want to read the full stories, it's easier for you to find them that way. And you can see yesterday. Yeah, look how many links there are. Yeah, yesterday was a busy news day. Something tells me tomorrow may become similar to that as well. In Canada, the COVID-19 viral activity level is moderate. Flu A is moderate. Flu B is low. And RSV is high at this time. Taking a look at what's going on with air qualities, you may notice that's usually the spot right there where we would put in the UK. And real quick, let's go to the UK. I'll tell you here why we're not talking about the UK. UK is not going to be updating again until the first week in January, so nothing from the UK this week. Taking a look at air qualities, if we can, they should look slightly better from the last few days. Christmas is now over, but it's not showing up. Less people are using their fireplaces today. The West Coast and the Great Lakes and the Northeast have been having that problem. Want to learn more about climate and weather? The second I'm done with this video, I am going to be doing a video over on my Climate Data Report channel. I'm going to try and keep it at 10 minutes. I'm pretty sure it's probably going to go over. We have severe weather to talk about. We have an icing threat in the northeast. We have the ongoing weather systems in the northwest, and a colder pattern coming in. So lots of doings there. Philadelphia yesterday, 745 EMS calls. Would not surprise me if that is significantly higher today. Wouldn't surprise me if it's not either. But sometimes people just hold off if something is going on. If it's not super severe where they need immediate emergency attention, they hold off till the next day. And here's an example of that. Take a look at Montgomery County, Pennsylvania. Now, this was at 21 just a few minutes ago. It's back down to 17, but something to point out here. Look how many respiratory emergency calls there are. And I pointed this out to you last year during the Christmas week. We're coming near the peak of respiratory viruses right now. So that's got to be at least a handful of these calls. Not one, not two, not three, not four, not five, but 6 respiratory emergencies right now in Montgomery County, Pennsylvania. Earlier I saw cardiac arrest listed a few times. Still see cardiac emergency. I see nauseous and vomiting. So yes, it is busy right now. And good news, but bad news. Good news is we got Chester County, Pennsylvania back. Bad news is they're busy as well. And not one, not two, not three, but 4 sick person calls right now. Respiratory difficulty. Heart problems showing up multiple times. Hemorrhaging is showing up. Respiratory difficulty again. Yes, it is busy. It's getting to be that time of the year. And I heard from a friend who works at a hospital up in Doylestown, Pennsylvania, and apparently their emergency department on Christmas Eve was absolutely packed, and there was absolutely no seats left in the emergency department. And many of it was because of respiratory illness. Not a good thing. Taking a look at hospitals right now in Pennsylvania, we do see not 1, but 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 hospitals currently coming up in the yellow, meaning that there's some sort of an issue going on, whether it be a behavioral health diversion or whether it be emergency department overcrowding. Here you go. Yes, take a look at this. Chester County, Pennsylvania, yet again in Westchester. We are continuing to see that problem. Monroe County, Pennsylvania, St. Luke's Monroe campus. This seems to be an everyday issue at this hospital. I mean, it's just not good at this point. Taking a look at what's going on in New Jersey, not bad right now. We do have a couple things going on. Never mind. This has changed. Mulligan Hill, New Jersey, full total divert for patient volume. We're also seeing RWJBH Community Medical Center. Remember that RWJBH did reinstate masking for masking in their facilities. And let's see, there is University Hospital has something going on there as well. So there's 3 hospitals now. There was just 1 before. Again, if you total it from all the hospitals, that's actually not bad, but we are seeing a few issues for patient volume. Refreshing the Pennsylvania dashboard. I've been doing this all day. It's saying down here, December, you can't see it. It's saying December 26, 2024, but I'm just not seeing the update, so we'll run over Tuesday again. Large increase in Chester County at one of the wastewater sites. Increase up in the Lehigh Valley in Lehigh County. Also seeing an increase in York County, Franklin County. Also seeing an increase in Allegheny County as well. Decrease in a portion of northern Montgomery County. That's good to see. Center County, Pennsylvania, just has not updated at this point. Last update did show a rise ongoing there. National positivity trend. For the positivity rate, current week for Walgreens, COVID-19 is at 15.5%. Prior week is 15.2%. That's a difference of up 0.3%. Total test, 6,934. The prior week was 5,399. Alrighty, taking a look now at some wastewater data. We're going to take a look at this. We'll take a look at the hospitals. And we do have some state data that may include Ohio. I don't know. As we speak, 2 o'clock's when Ohio comes in. So as we speak, it is now 2 o'clock. We'll see if that updated. And we also do have some data from CJS. I think we're going to get that in tomorrow's update or whenever the next update is. Don't know if it's going to be tomorrow or Saturday. Don't think we're getting to that today. Taking a look here at wastewater scan dashboard. And we do see here, nationally, COVID-19 is high. And take a look at this. There's been corrections. Remember before there was a wonky movement? Yeah, it's continuing to nationally rise. RSV at this time is listed at high. That is continuing to rise. Influenza A is now high on the national level, continuing to rise. Influenza B is really low. That's good to see. It is rising, but again, really low. HMPV is low. And norovirus at this time is running really high, and it's starting to rise even faster. All right, we're going to go region by region now. And then within each region, we're going to click on one wastewater site. Just going to be at random. So first off, Midwest. Taking a look at the Midwest, we see COVID at this time. Yeah, it's continuing to rise. Maybe a sign of a peaking, I hope, but we'll have to see. That could correct. RSV at this time is running high, and there is a wonky downward movement at the end. Influenza A is running high. Influenza B is low. Norovirus is running really high at this time. Now let's take a look at one wastewater site in the Midwest, and we'll go to South Bend, Indiana. Let's see what's going on there. And your COVID levels, they're not calculated. Nothing's being calculated, but we can guess based on the pathogens. It would probably be listed at medium at this time. RSV is rising at this time. COVID is rising as well. Influenza A, maybe dropping, wonky movement. Influenza B, not calculated or detected at this point. HMPV is really low at this time. And norovirus, if I had to guess, this would come up at high, even though it is not detected at this time. And it does look like hepatitis A has been detected in early December for you. Taking a look at the Northeast at this time, and we can see the COVID levels. Yeah, they're getting high. Wonky movement downward. RSV is listed at high. Little wonky movement downward. Influenza A is high at this time. Influenza B is high. HMPV is still listed at low. And norovirus is high at this time. Taking a look at wastewater site here, and I am going to choose Boston. Take a look at this. Yeah, Boston is not going well. Boston, you can see here, the levels, yeah, they're rising pretty good. It actually looked like this chart got zoomed out a little bit. It was zoomed in earlier, and so I don't know why it does that sometimes, but pathogens, looks like it's getting to be over 500, so I'm going to say if that was calculated, it's probably listed at medium at this time. That would be my guess. RSV would probably come in at high, and Influenza A, that is still rising at this time. Influenza B, not calculated. HMPV is low. Norovirus is probably high at this time. And everything else except for hepatitis A is doing okay. There are some detections of hepatitis A. In the South, COVID is starting to pick up the pace big time. It's listed at medium, but should this continue, it will eventually change to high. RSV is listed at high. Influenza A is still rising high. Influenza B is low, still rising. HMPV is low. Norovirus is listed at high at this time. And let's do a wastewater site down there. Let's go to Orlando. Maybe Christmas you spent it in Disney. Maybe you went to southern Orlando. COVID at this time is listed at low. RSV is coming in at high. Influenza A is high. Influenza B is low. HMPV is low. Norovirus is coming in at high at this time. And you know what? Let's go back here real quickly. Are there any detections of Mpox? None. And just one hepatitis detection back on October 17th. Now to the West Coast. And we will also do one wastewater site here as well. In the West Coast, as a region, COVID is medium, and it is now starting to rise on the latest update. We'll have to see if that continues. RSV is listed at high and continuing to rise. Influenza A is high and rising. Influenza B is low. HMPV is low but rising. Norovirus is listed at high and still rising at this time. And let's go over to LA. We'll do a big wastewater site. 3.5 million population. COVID, still low. Fantastic news. RSV is rising slightly. Influenza A was dropping, maybe starting to rise again. Influenza B is low. HMPV is low. Norovirus, not calculated. It would be either low or medium at this time. No Mpox, and what is with all this hepatitis A? That is a lot of detections of that virus. Alright, let's take a look at hospital capacity. And I do have here, this is what I wanted to show you. I do have some notes here that show some states that we wanted to click on. And first off, let's look at national hospital capacity level. And you can see here, there has been an increase in the use of hospital capacity in the United States. And we can see here that nationally, looks like bed capacity being used is at 74.9%. We would expect that we would expect the use to increase right now with respiratory viruses going up. And I do have written here Ohio. We just want to take a look at Ohio because Ohio has been increasingly bad for COVID as of lately. And COVID does come up with 1.3% of the bed use. And we can see here there has been an increase in total bed use, 73.7%. That's not terrible. Now taking a look at New York State. New York State is using 81.9% of their hospital capacity. 1.4% of the beds are occupied for COVID. Influenza, 0.7%. RSV is 1.3%. That is interesting. And now we do want to take a look at New Mexico. I want to look at some of these states we don't get a lot of data for. And New Mexico is not doing bad. 60.2% of bed capacity being used. 1.7% of that is for COVID. And under 1% for influenza and RSV at this time. Let's also go to, can we do Missouri? That would be fantastic. Yeah, there we go. Missouri, 77.3% of beds being used. 1.3% is being used for COVID, 0.3% for influenza, and 0.4% for RSV. And let's go somewhere on the West Coast. Let's go to a big state. How about California? And we'll end there. We'll do more of these next time because I don't want this video to run forever. But 77.8% of beds are being used there. We do see there is a slight increase at this time. 1.1% for COVID, 1.1% for influenza. You saw there they had influenza A at Los Angeles was starting to peak. It was dropping at this time. And 0.4% for RSV. 360 hospitals reporting. A lot of hospitals in a populated state such as California. Alrighty, taking a look now at New York State. 1,162 cases added. Remember, they do add in New York City for today. And taking a look at hospitalizations, there was an increase. 599 people hospitalized and 51 people in the ICU at this time. Alright, drum roll please. Checking to see if Ohio updated for today. This is going to be where we end our report today. And if Ohio didn't update, we'll get to it the next time they do update. There's a lot of states that are not updating again until next week. Alright, breaking news. Ohio did update, and their cases do continue to rise. 5,555 cases. This says, yeah, between the December 20th and the 26th. So, yes, that is an update. That is up from 4,979. Hospitalizations down slightly. 187 versus 206. That's a good sign that the increase in cases is not producing more severe illness. Take a look at this. 6 people admitted to the ICU. That's the same number as last week and the week before that. Number of deaths, 14. That has dropped. We don't expect deaths to really rise in any state just yet until the peaking of cases. Remember, they're the last thing that lags cases. Alrighty, folks, that does it for the Thursday edition of the Virus Update. We'll have another update again tomorrow. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe down below, hit that notification bell, share this video with anyone you know, and leave your comments down below. Let me know, are you or someone you know sick right now? We've been getting a lot of those comments right now. I'm curious. Do we have anyone who's new here that clicked onto this video because they're sick? Let us know. And remember, go check out my other channel. I will be posting something on climate data report in just a few short minutes. Alrighty, folks. See you all again tomorrow. Until I see you again next time, stay safe and thanks for watching.